Welcome to a special edition of DeveloperMonkey Update. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent developments on PHPVideoTutorials, which I'm a partner of. I've done the majority of the coding because the owner has been busy with other projects, which I understand, so I decided to have some fun and work on what you see here. So, sorry about that. So the basis of the system is it was inspired by DNN, in which the content is linked based on relation. You're going to have to forgive the mess. This is a local test, so I've just been playing around. So we have the core nodes here, and each of these nodes is a lesson essentially. And these core nodes, basically, they don't have a category. It's what is needed for PHPVideoTutorials. So we've got setting up, and then around here we've got loops, branching, variables, and functions. Basic programming concepts we're going to need. And then from then on we have paths, so which are denoted to have different styles for each one. So these red ones here mean databases, these blue ones here user data like cookies and sessions, and these green ones here are object-oriented principles. So I'm just going to refresh the page and we can see how this page actually sets itself up. And as we can see, they actually it's a recursive animation method it is, and it fades and slides them in order of when they are in the paths. So as we saw, it was DC first, then it was this, then this, then this, then this, then this, and then finally this, which relies on everything else. When we click on a node, it centers and we get this thing here. So we can click open a new tube, which will open a new page, or we can click play, in which it will play the video. All these are just linked to DeveloperMonkey update, video update number 2. And eventually we'll have this little thingy here which will allow us to donate to one of the paths that this represents. This represents databases and applications. Application gives it this big size with this icon here. And donating to that path will, as is explained in here, and the system remembers if this was minimized or not, and it has an explanation here and scales this up. This donating will allow you to add money to a path. So for example, if you donate $10 to the database path, we'll have to make a new lesson on databases. It's pretty easy to navigate. It works in Internet Explorer 7 and up, Chrome, Safari, Firefox, you name it. I'm not even going to try and attempt to get IE6 working because it's almost impossible to get a copy running nowadays. We have a nice return to center button here, but it also supports the back button. So if we just click this new lesson here, this is just a test lesson. If I click the back button, it'll take me back to guestbook where I clicked. If I click forward, it'll go back to test node. So that's the basis of the front end. I want to talk a bit about the admin panel. No one's really going to see that apart from me and the owner Trevor, but I just want to talk through how I develop like this in case it helps anyone else. So this is the admin panel. As you can see, it's pretty much the same representation, apart from when you view it, it just fades all the nodes in, just because it's not really necessary. This button doesn't do anything. But when we click on a node, we get 3 options. We can move it, we can edit it, or we can delete it. If we move it, will the path disappear, and we've now got it on us. And then we can click and place it, and as you can see, it's been moved and the path's updated. The reason the paths don't show up when you're moving it is because of performance issues. I originally had it moving and it was that. So all this code for showing the nodes and linking the paths is actually the exact same code, which is in a class. Each one of these is in the sense of path node, and the panning system is of a type class called surface, and this here is called a node panel. So in here we have the same thing, and we use some events to call the .move method of the class, which updates it, and when we click it, we call a static method of path node called refresh, which updates all these paths. And then if we click on edit, we will open up this, which extends the node panel. It just overloads the node method and wipes everything once it's loaded. And then we can set the title, We can manually set parents in this list. We can manually set paths, or we can choose one and click add. ID, YouTube ID, just characters, description, and source, just use a source file. And then if we click this little button here, we are now in selection mode. So as you can see, we're selecting this, and this is selected as a parent. So I can actually unclick all these that is a parent. It's a bit hard to navigate this on a small screen. And then we can complete the selection, and now we have it as just a child as that. Click save, and all these paths fade away, and the same as if we add, path gets added. So, and when we're not adding anything, we can't pan. So save, close. So that's how that works. It's very easy. It's all in real time using Ajax calls. We have the same return to center button, which doesn't seem to want to work. I think it's because of the recording software getting in the way. But to create a lesson, we have to add a node identifier, which is a string ID that's used to identify these when they're in the application. And I'm just going to call it, actually let's call it guestbook, and we can see, click anywhere on the map space new node, identifier already exists. We can do test node 2, click, and it creates a node right here. This node is incomplete, and it won't actually appear on the front end, as you can see, because it's not listing any paths. So if we go back here and click on edit, we can see that it's empty, and if we try to save, we need to fill these in. So let's add it to the user data path, add it, just keep it the same, random there, and let's select some parents, select this, save, complete selection first, save, and there we go. So now if we go into the front end, as we can see, these all phase in the right way in the path. So that's the development, and that's how the backend is working. If people want to know how I would code something like this, I might talk about it once I start releasing videos for DeveloperMonkey. But apart from that, I hope it gives you an insight of what PHPVideoTutorials is going to be like when it's released. You can see all the updates on this as they are running in phpvideotutorials.com/paths. Goes right there. Wait for it to load, and as you can see, this is how the database is set up on the live server. We've just got some test nodes, sessions, cookies, object orientation, inheritance, and it goes into guestbook. So this is all fully functional. Loading, but all the videos are just linked to the DeveloperMonkey video update number 2. So don't come in here thinking there's going to be content available. So thanks for watching. Please like the Facebook for PHPVideoTutorials, which is linked right here. The Twitter, we don't have a YouTube account just yet, and the Twitter account is still owned by the old owner of the website, and we're trying to get that back. So until then, just like the Facebook page, and you'll be updated. Thanks very much.